Again, hey guys, how are you doing? Now we'll dive into the news. What people are excited about. What's going on? What's happening to Ukraine? What's Russia doing? And all that stuff. And what about the US and the United Nations? Germany, all right, and the rest of the world. Okay, now, but hold on. Here's an interesting bit of news from Daily Brief. Daily Brief. We want to accord respect and recognition and credit to the one who owns this, all right, or to the one who wrote this. It says, uh, and it shows this. Look at that. Can you see that? Yeah, that's a picture of the Russian Ukraine scuffle. All right, now there's this bit of news from Daily Brief that says if the Russian army would cross the border now, they will find 15,000 U.S. special forces in front of it. In other words, there, when they cross it, they'll find 15,000 U.S. special forces right there. Right? There will be resistance, there will be fighting, there will be intense conflict. Okay, that's what the Daily Brief says. And also, there's another bit of news. I didn't know, I don't remember. I remember what it says, but I don't remember uh, who, which news agency brought it out. But it says uh, there are some, I don't know, maybe two or three, didn't mention the number of U.S. warships in the Mediterranean, but um, when the U.S. warships felt or knew uh, that Russian warplanes were above, they skirted out of the Mediterranean area where they were in order to avoid a direct confrontation with the Russians. Smart move. Yeah, why not, right? Well, no need to get into a scuffle. All right. But whoever brought the news, thank you. We acknowledge you. All right. Now, uh, then a short while ago, I came across a video that showed parents, the fathers, kissing their children, their wives, saying goodbye because parents and family would be separated. The Ukrainian fathers would remain to fight, and they're sending off their wives and children to some safe place. Men with the children, of course, crying and tugging their parents and trying to pull them with them. But the parents knew they had to fight. Yes, in fact, there was this message of the Ukrainian to the Russians. They said, "Go away, you have no business being in our country. This is our land. This is not your land. You have no business here." Right? As straight as that. It is heart tugging. And the one about parents leaving their being separated from their families, this is really heart wrenching. Yes. It could lead me to tears. Yes, right. Now, uh, let's go on. It's getting to be more interesting. Uh, Here's another one from uh, which news item is this? This is from Fox. Yeah, Fox 11. Fox 11. FOX 11. Right? It says, uh, wait, hold on. There, I got it. Uh, a Ukrainian soldier said to Vladimir Putin in anger, I'm sure in sheer anger, he said, we will come kill you. Of course, Vladimir Putin is already sending out his forces to specifically invade and take over Ukraine. It says Ukrainian civilians and soldiers have vowed to not back down as Russia continues to invade their home. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Uh, and then here's another exciting news. Don't go away. Oops. Hold on. Uh, this is by news. This is Australian. News.com Australia. It says Russia's secret plot to invade second nation leaked. There you are. First Ukraine, then when it is convenient and when it is timely for them, they have a plot to invade another nation, a second one. But unfortunately, the report leaked. Okay, that is from news.com. Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko has shown a battle map on live TV, seemingly showing a planned Russian mhm, a Russian operation which moves which moves beyond beyond Ukraine into another nearby country. All right, we're getting to be interesting, more interesting and exciting. All right. What else? What have we got here? Let's take a look at uh, what's happening with the central square of Ukraine. Uh, Kharkiv. That's the second city. Kharkiv. All right. This is what's happening. Uh, all right. Manila Bulletin. This is a most respected, esteemed, reliable, fair, impartial newspaper. Manila Bulletin of good, long standing. This is what it says. Oh, wait. Gotta go back to it. Uh, wait. Uh, all right. Well, wait. Where are you? Uh huh. Wait. Here you are. Here you are. Okay. Uh huh. Hold on a minute. The central square of Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, shelled. Artillery, right? Manila Bulletin Online. That's the source. It says Russian forces struck cities in eastern Ukraine and massed armored vehicles and artillery near the capital Kiev on Tuesday as Western powers promised further sanctions to bring down Russia's economy. There you are. That's the news. Thank you, Manila Bulletin. Okay, what else? Now, this is also interesting. Uh, Hold on, you don't want to miss this. It says some Russians speak out against war in Ukraine. I'll say that again. Some Russians speak out against war in Ukraine. This is by CBS Evening News. Say that again. CBS. CBS Evening News. As Russia continues its invasion of Ukraine, some Russians are protesting against the military action. Over 3,000 people have been detained at protests since Thursday. Mary Ilyushina reports from Moscow. CBS Weekend News with Nora O'Donnell. Yes? All right. Now, there's also another item. I don't know who reported that. I don't recall. I must have read it somewhere. But it was just a couple of hours or so ago, where it says that Russian billionaires are demanding for a stop cessation of the war. Now, naturally, their businesses are adversely affected. Any war would adversely affect businesses. Billionaires have big businesses. That's why they have billions. And no wonder, expectedly, they protested and they demanded, hey, put a stop to the war. Our businesses are greatly affected. All right? Now, but not only that, you know that sanctions have been imposed by the US and the allies, such that the report said that uh, Russia had been uh, uh, what not allowed access to more than 100 banks around the world. More than it's about 140 or so. Now, this afternoon in the Philippines, we got another news that says the U.S. and allies tightened and even imposed more severe sanctions. Now, as of now, we don't know exactly the details of those things, but it could they could have widened, and also that uh, there could be a restriction of trade and commerce. And yes, there's another item that said uh, uh, Biden uh, uh, extradited uh, uh, Russian diplomats, told them to leave. Right now, we don't know whether that needs confirmation, but if anyone has any news in favor of that or confirming that or against that, just let us know. You can join us here on my blog, right? Yes? Let us know. Maybe we'll say so. All right. Now, uh, also, the world has poured out countless kudos, congratulations, and encouraging statements towards uh, Zelensky, president of Ukraine, for standing his ground, not leaving his people, standing there. He was not the first to go out. Remember, in many situations like this, the Secret Service would haul out, would pull their leader out of the country to ensure his safety. But Zelensky refused. He didn't budge. He said, I'm going to stop here. I want get out of here. And then his wife said, I want to leave you. I will stay with you. No matter what happens, I'll be with you. Oh my. Hey man, isn't that sweet? But it's not only sweet, it's also something that we don't want to see because the Russian convoy of something like 40 miles. Can you imagine a convoy of 40 miles? Amen. Can you? Yeah, 40 miles. Just think about 40 miles from your home. That's a, that's how long the Russian convoy is of tanks, trucks, artillery, and what have you. 40 miles, heading deeper uh, beyond Kiev and even into Kharkiv. And according to stories, news reports, Russia has developed a three-pronged assault strategy. Three-pronged. Now, I don't have the means to tell you now uh, which are those three prongs, but go ahead, uh, surf the net and look for it. Three-pronged attack on Ukraine simultaneously. At the same time, uh, early this morning, or was it late at night, I got word that NATO had sent 40,000 fighting soldiers to beef up the Ukraine resistance. Right? Now, that sort of encourages Ukraine. Yes, of course, we told you stories about a grandfather, 80 years old, who brought his bag, some clothes, his toothbrush, and presented himself to the Ukrainian camp and said, I want to fight. I want to be with you and fight. I can shoot. All right, so there you are. And some women, Ukrainian women, have also volunteered, grabbing whatever weapon they could get, house utensils, kitchen utensils, knives, fork, what have you, okay? Shovels, pitchforks, whatever they could get. That's the story anyway. And they presented themselves to fight the incoming Russian forces. Amen. In the United Nations, several delegates from other countries spoke up against the vicious Russian advance into Ukraine, and uh, they recalled that President Zelensky called it a war crime because the Russian advance was able to harm and injure civilians. That's why they call it a war crime. And that's not all there is to it. The delegates spoke up against Russia in complete dismay and anger. And when the Russian delegate or ambassador took took the microphone and stood there to speak, when it was his turn to speak, the other delegates to the United Nations stood up and walked out in a direct message saying they were not in agreement with Russia when Russia declared such an advance into Ukraine territory. Yes, now we go back to what Putin said about Russia, that because Ukraine wanted to join NATO, uh, it posed it posed such a risk to Russia to have that done. But even now, as of today, a couple of hours ago, we got word that Ukraine had applied for an EU membership, which, according to reports, had readily accepted the Ukraine application. However, about 24 hours ago, yesterday, the word that came to us was that the EU rejected the Ukraine application for membership. But the following day, which is today, we got word of the opposite, that EU accepted the application for membership of Ukraine. All right. Now, uh, the two parties, Ukraine and Russia, had attempted to get to the bargaining table, negotiating table, but Putin had his own demands and put across his terms. And I would guess that he had the temerity to make demands because he had the upper hand in the situation, which the Ukrainians declined. They rejected the terms, and so the talks towards a ceasefire failed. Now, uh, where will this end? According to some observers, we don't know the mind of Vladimir Putin. Maybe he was talking from his own uh, viewpoint and in defense of his country. And for that cause, maybe, just maybe, he could be understood in taking that position and taking the step of advancing in Ukraine. However, some analysts also say, but who can stop Putin once he knows he can get his own way? What will stop him from eyeing another state or two? Crimea, Belarus, okay? Could be Poland. You don't know. Yeah. What would stop him from advancing to another nation? Yes, that's something that we cannot answer now. Yes, in the Philippines, Philippines President Rodrigo Roa Duterte is calling a special cabinet meeting with other advisors on the situation to discuss the Ukraine Russia crisis and its implications on, uh, on Asia and the Philippines. Because Russia is an oil supplier for Germany, and which is why, especially for Germany and Europe, and we also get Philippines also gets some oil from Russia now, uh, which is why they say Germany is treating Russia with feathers and cotton puffs. You know why? Because he is the major supplier of oil to Germany. Yes? All right. Now, uh, in the meantime, in the Philippines, uh, prices of goods and commodities have risen somewhat. And the prices of oil and gas have risen sharply upwards. Right? And that will trigger uh, some kind of a ripple. Veg, veg, veggies prices will rise, price of cereals, price of dairy, prices of services, prices of delivery, uh, uh, whatever. All right. Now, um, what can the world do in the meantime? First, the United Nations must act more aggressively. It should be able to source options and resources within within its tentacles, within its network, to see which is the most effective argument for a cessation of hostilities. Right? Uh, do some back channeling and talk talk sincerely with Putin. Who knows? Yes, and whatever else they know, they have the ability to think of strategies and tactics because they are in that business. Right? In the meantime, while uh, while uh, tons and tons of kudos and congratulations and admirations flowed towards President Zelensky, the world can pray. Sometimes uh, man's efforts are not enough. Not only sometimes, many times. That's why we are in this conflict. Those are man's efforts, man's thinking, man's minds. Time for us to seek divine intervention. Who knows, God may hear. Well, He can hear. He knows exactly what we need. But who knows, God may be waiting for us to pray and ask Him, right? So that, and then let's get out of the way. Let God intervene and do His thing. Yes? Think about it. Be blessed. I'll see you again next time. Same channel. Yes? Mangjo. Hold it. Remember, subscribe. Hit the bell. It will help us so that we can continue sharing like this in a casual manner, but you are greatly informed of what's going on around the world. You may be watching me by satellite or via YouTube or via Twitter, via Facebook or another platform or by television. But we hope that we are able to bless you with news that is relevant, timely, and accurate. Yes, prayers to God for you, for your safety. Okay, stay well.